Hey, third grade, it's our math lesson today, and we're going to talk about time. And specifically, we're going to talk about quarter till, half past, and quarter after. Okay, so let's take a look at some of those, all right? All right, I've got a clock here. First one I want to talk about is quarter after. Okay, so I hear my key word in there is quarter. Okay, so if I think of quarter, I can divide this clock into quarters. Okay, and we know when time, here's the beginning of an hour. So a quarter after would be at the end of this first piece, this first quarter. So a quarter after, our minute hand is going to point right at my 3. Okay, quarter after points to the 3. So if it is a quarter after 4, my hour hand is pretty close to pointing to the 4. And my minute hand points right at the 3. And this is a quarter after. Quarter after. Quarter after 4. Okay? And how many minutes is a quarter after? If we look here, we can see on this clock, when we're at a quarter after, that's 15 minutes. So we could call this time on my clock, we could call it 4:15 or a quarter after 4. Okay? 4:15 or quarter after 4. Okay, so let's take a look at another one now. Again, if we think of a line drawn through here for the half, then we would know our minutes are at the 6, right? Because half past would be halfway. If this is our beginning point, halfway is the 6. So half past looks like this. This is half past. Okay, and we can see that on our clock over here, half past is 30 minutes. All right, so if we were going to read this time, we can see that our hour hand is halfway between the 2 and the 3. That means we go back to the 2 for our time, for our hour. So it's 2, and we said it's 30 minutes, or it's half past 2. Okay, either way works to say. All right, now, if it's a quarter till, let's see, it's a little more tricky because if we think of our fraction, that's actually 3/4 of the way. Well, that's not what we're saying when we're saying quarter till. Oops, quarter till. Okay, or quarter of. All right, so if we're thinking quarter till, we actually go backwards from our time and go 1/4. Okay, so quarter till is going to look like this. My hour hand is just about pointing, that one's almost pointing right to it. It's just about pointing to the hour it's on, and it's pointing right at that 9, okay, for the minute hand. So if I look over here, I can see quarter of or quarter till, though the same thing, is 45 minutes. So if I was going to write this digitally, it's almost to 7, so we go back to 6, and we say this is 6:45. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. When we're using the word quarter till, instead of going back to our hour 6, we're saying it's a quarter till the next hour. So the next hour would be 7. Quarter till 7. Little tricky, huh? Because when we write it digitally, we look at the one we look at the one right before the one it's almost to. But when we say quarter till, we say that one that it is almost to. All right, so let's try that. Okay? Let's digitally. Quarter after 3, half past 6, and quarter till, let's do 2. Okay, so let's write these digitally. Quarter after 3. What's our hour? You've got it. Our hour is 3. And what did we say the minutes were for a quarter after? Let's go back to our clock. Quarter after is 15. So our time is 3:15 for a quarter after 3. Okay, 6:30. Hour? You got it. It's 6. And 6:30, how many minutes was 6:30? You got it. It was 30. So our time is 6:30. All right, here's that tricky one. Quarter till 2. So we ask ourselves, is it 2 yet? If it's a quarter till, you're right, it is not 2 yet. It's still only 1. And we see a quarter of, or quarter till is, how many minutes? Yes, 45. So quarter till 2 means 1:45. Okay, it's not yet 2, so we use the hour before and 45 with it. All right, third graders, good luck with that. You'll do great. See you tomorrow.